What's up everybody? Today I'm bringing to you another 4th of July gummy. This one is borrowing from last year. So we're taking a classic flavor and we're going to add a twist to it. What can that be? Only one way to find out. Follow me. Come on. Hello and welcome back. Today we're doing a flashback flavor with a twist. This one is especially good for a 4th of July barbecue. And in fact, that's where I got the idea from. The flavor we're going to be using is something you saw me do last year, as long as you've been following me since last year, right here. Red, white, and blue popsicle. And we're gonna mix that with some watermelon. Yeah. What do you get on a 4th of July barbecue? Watermelon. Plus, it's gonna go good with the flavors of the red, white, and blue popsicle. So without further ado, let's get to it, shall we? All right. First into the pot, 80 grams of pure cane sugar. It's like pixie dust, IRL. Second into the pot, 32 grams of gelatin. Why 32 grams? We want it to be a little softer, so when we pull the gummies out of the molds, they'll be extra sticky, and that's where the nonpareils come into play. Now let's give those a nice little whisking. This will pull up the chunks of sugar so we can see them. Just break them. You don't have to. I'm a little anal about it. They will eventually dissolve. Next into the pot is going to be the corn syrup. We want 225 grams of corn syrup. I'm drastically low, so getting it out all in one is a pain in the butt. I'm literally scraping the bottom of the bucket. Round two. I like how that looks on that camera right there. This camera. Obviously. Can't see that camera. Ooh, we're so close, yet so far away. $16 more. Dagnabbit. Don't have my spatula. Uno momento. Missing it by 2. And you know me, I like to be over versus under. Not an innuendo, although it could be. Hey, we're there. Next into the pot, 125 grams of applesauce. Guys and girls, boys and girls, man and woman. Next video has me very excited. All right, we're gonna get rid of the scale here. Give this a good stir in. As I was saying, the next video, well, it's coming after this video. I'm pretty pumped on, and I think you guys are gonna like it. Don't want to tell you what it is, but it's something I've been asked to do a lot. Even my son's class wanted me to do a demonstration, and I didn't get to do it. Timing and everything. Work life has been crazy, insanely busy, but we're on this slow down. So now I'm going to make it, and yeah, I haven't made these for a couple years, and it's gonna be fun. That's all I can say, and I believe you're gonna love it. Now we add the flavoring. First in, red, white, and blue. 1, 2 squirts. Start with 2 squirts, because that flavor can get away from you. And then start with 1 squirt of watermelon. We will be adding more later. Oh my goodness, that smell coming off of there is something to be happy about. Now let's give it a taste with my handy dandy tasting spoon. Needs more watermelon, but the red, white, and blue is spot on. I put 1 full squirt and then a half squirt. So that's 2.5 squirts for watermelon. That is good. Get yourself a clean fork. No, get yourself a clean spoon. Don't double dip. Yeah, that's where we're at. All right, we're gonna let this sit for that 7 to 10 minutes to allow that gelatin to bloom, and we'll put it on the heat. I'll see you soon. We will be using 2 ounces of liquid coconut oil with 1 level tablespoon scoop of lecithin granules. We're gonna melt that down in the double boiler. And I don't know if I can show you. Yeah, it's not showing real well. But there is 6 grams of cream of tartar with 4 solid pinches of malic acid, and that comes later. And those nonpareils are right here. You can use any brand that you want. Doesn't have to be these. They all work the same. They're delicious. I love nonpareils. I like making chocolates with them. Anyway, back to the show. All right, so this has been sitting on the heat for a few minutes. I'm gonna go grab that oil and add it to the batch. Be right back. And here it is. And let's go. Remember to get it all in there. Gotta take as much as you can give it. And believe me, it can take more. And I just realized I'm missing my whisk. Be right back again. Rinsed it, dried it as best as I can. Any of that water that may drip in there, it's not gonna do anything except for evaporate out. I don't know if you saw that, but cleaning this, flicked a little piece onto me. All right, so as always, we're going to whisk this for 3 to 5 minutes, maybe 7 to 10 minutes. I don't know, we'll see what it tells us. We'll see when it's all done. The goal here is to get all that beautiful golden oil into the batch. That's for you newbies. I don't know if I asked this last year, but what do you guys do for 4th of July? Right now, I live in a part of the state that doesn't allow fireworks, so you have to go and watch them somewhere with thousands of people, which means you have to fight traffic with thousands upon thousands of cars. But we do it for the kids. So other than that, I make every year, and I've been doing this for about 18 years, and I call it 4th of July nachos, 4th of July nachos. And then we'll have fruit, blueberries, strawberries, watermelon, some snacks throughout the day, beer, love me some good dark beer. I used to brew, I used to run a distillery, if you know, you know. Anyway, enough reminiscing. I'm gonna go get some color for this. What color? You'll see. And that color is black. I want those nonpareils to really stand out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we'll try 6 to begin. Squid ink black. Yeah, I think that's a good enough color. All right, so now that the oil has fully been combined within the batch, I'm going to allow this to sit while turning up the heat a little bit, just a point there. So we are at a level 3, and we're gonna allow this to come to a simmering boil. And that's when it's time to add the acid. All right, all right, all right. All right, everybody, as you can see right down here, we're on that simmer and boil. That's exactly what you want it to look like when you pitch in those acids. Let me go add some water and I'll be right back. As you can see on the other camera, I'm stirring it quite well. No, we just want to make sure all the acid is dissolved. And it's gonna feel gritty. It's always going to feel gritty, and that's okay. And you can tell by the sound and by the feel on your stirring spoon, or in this case, fork, where you're at. Okay, I lost train of thought. Here we go. Now this is where we turn up the heat. So we're gonna go to a 3.5, right there. We're going to continue stirring for another 2 to 3 minutes until all that excess water is evaporated, or most of it. We're not gonna get all of it. Most of that. I live right on a private airport. I don't know if you heard that. One of the guys in here has a sweet jet. And no, I don't have that kind of money. All right, so as I was saying, a lot of that water will evaporate when they're curing. I don't know, I might cut that part. Cut my life into pieces. All right, I'm going to continue stirring for the next couple minutes. And once it's ready, we'll be able to pour. In the meantime, I'm gonna go set up the pour station. I'll see you soon. No. Nobody. It's a see you later. And there you have it, Bomb Pop with watermelon gummies. Incredible flavor, I promise. When you make it, you're gonna fall in love. At least I know I did. If you need any help with adding those nonpareils to the gummy, just hit me up. Until next time, I'm Burns. Bye.